12 signs it's time to end a relationship. Breakups are tough, they're painful and depressing. And the longer you're with someone, the harder it can be to let go of a relationship that just isn't serving you anymore. You might make excuses for them and decide to stay, even though you have a gut feeling that things aren't working out. But if your partner isn't treating you right, or you always feel miserable around them, your relationship is unlikely to last. Here are some signs that it might be time to call it quits. Number 1, you don't share the same values. There are significant issues that can affect the future of your relationship. For example, marriage, kids, where you'll live, and financial matters can all be deal breakers. If you don't already know where you stand on these issues, it's worth a conversation. If you find out that there are some things that you disagree on, and neither of you is willing to compromise, then you're essentially wasting your time since it's bound to come up again later, and probably not in a good way. Number 2, you're turning to someone else to get what you need. Many people have a work spouse, a coworker with whom they have a close platonic relationship. It's not uncommon since most people spend about 40 hours per week at their jobs. When that companion, or anyone else for that matter, becomes the main person that you go to get your needs met, that's when things become problematic. This connection doesn't have to be physical, but it sure does make the situation more dangerous when there is an attraction there. And it doesn't have to be a pseudo-romantic relationship either. It might just be that you feel you need to turn to a friend or family member to feel heard, vent, or have a deep conversation with. All things that you should be able to get from your partner, first and foremost. Number 3, your partner doesn't show interest in your life. If your partner just thoughtlessly nods while scrolling on their cell phone when you're trying to talk to them about your job or friends, it can seem as though they're uninterested. If they can't even feign interest when you're talking, expecting them to accompany you to a family event or friend's party might seem out of the question. They don't necessarily need to do everything with you, and neither should you with them. You both need to have a healthy number of interests, separate from each other. But when there are significant events in your life, you would expect your partner to make an effort to be there with you. Having to beg them to do things you care about indicates that things just aren't working out. Number 4, you feel hidden by your partner. Some people are private and don't like to flaunt their relationships, but at the very least, you'll want to get to know some of your partner's friends and family after a certain point. If you think you're in a committed relationship, but your partner doesn't share anything about their life, or avoids introducing you to some of their friends and family, then you might start to feel inadequate. Your partner should give you glimpses into their world, including inviting you to an important event or hanging out with friends. You want to feel like your partner is committed to the relationship and is proud to show you off. Number 5, you're afraid to be honest with your partner. In healthy relationships, people feel entirely comfortable with each other. They're able to discuss their wants and needs and speak up when those needs are not met. So feeling like you can't raise your concerns is a problem. You shouldn't have to worry about them thinking you're crazy or being too sensitive just for asking for what you want. You should, however, feel secure enough to talk about your emotions. And if you can't do that, then it may be time to reassess the status of your relationship. Number 6, you're feeling pressured to change, and it makes you feel less worthy. It's one thing when your partner asks you to keep the toilet lid open or closed, but if they insensitively tell you to lose weight or get a better job, you might start to feel like you're not good enough. Everyone wants to feel loved unconditionally, and if your partner isn't doing that for you, it could be a projection of their own insecurities. Number 7, there's no trust on one side or both. Trust is the foundation of a strong relationship. If either of you feels like you can't trust the other, then the relationship won't work. Of course, in the beginning, it's normal to feel a bit jealous or insecure, but over time, you should have built up a healthy amount of trust so that you aren't constantly worrying about what your partner is doing when you're not together. If they constantly interrogate you about things, that's a sign they don't trust you, and that should make you question your relationship. Number 8, you stay only because you've invested a lot in the relationship. If you frequently think about breaking up and don't have a good reason for staying, you could be settling for less than you deserve. Having been with someone for a long time is not a reason to stay together. Yes, it sucks when you've invested a lot of time and effort in a relationship and it doesn't work out. Your biological clock might be ticking, and you think that if you don't make it work with this person, you might not meet the arbitrary societal standards of when you should have kids or get married. but this is no reason to stay in an unfulfilling relationship. Number 9. Your partner is abusive. Abuse is not okay, whether physical, mental, or emotional. You shouldn't be mistreated in any capacity, especially by someone who supposedly cares about you. If your partner talks down to you, calls you names, or makes you feel worthless, then it's time to get out. While it can be challenging to break away from an abuser, since they often use fear to control you, it's even more dangerous to stay because things are likely to worsen. Number 10. No one supports your relationship. Everyone has an opinion about everything, and when that comes to your relationship, it typically doesn't matter. If there's 1 or 2 people who aren't thrilled about your relationship, it might not be that big of a deal. However, when everyone in your life, including friends and family, have concerns, it might be worth considering their thoughts. Number 11. The resentment between you never seems to go away. Resentment in any relationship, romantic or otherwise, can be heavy and take a toll on you if not addressed. You could be irritated with your partner's annoying little habits, or perhaps you're holding on to a grudge from long ago that they don't even know still bothers you. Or it may be the other way around, and they could be frequently annoyed with you. Resentment could indicate that your relationship needs an evaluation to see if the issue is something you can move past, or if it's something more significant that you won't be able to resolve. Number 12. You're just not happy anymore. It may seem like it goes without saying, but if you're unhappy in a relationship, it might be time to end it. Except, it's not always that simple. Whether you're in denial or making excuses about why you're unhappy, you have to face the truth at some point. If you and your partner can't mend your relationship, then you're better off breaking up, rather than dragging it out. If you're in a relationship and any of these signs resonate with you, take some time to introspect and see if it's worth fighting for, or if it's time to let go. What do you think? Did any of these raise some red flags for you? Share your thoughts in comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.